Hello dear friends, my name is Zanoun Isa. I am a teacher of English as a second language. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Teaching English Online Platform Tip. Today I'm going to teach you the second unit of TKT Module 2, Lesson Planning and Use of Resources for Language Teaching, Unit 2, Identifying the Components of a Lesson Plan. In this lesson, you are going to know two important things about lesson planning. What is a lesson plan and the 14 components of a lesson plan. And so by the end of this lesson, you are expected to be able to distinguish the 14 components of a lesson plan. The most important question is, what is a lesson plan? A lesson plan is a set of notes that helps us to think through what we are going to teach and how. It is about aims and procedures. Here are the components of a lesson plan: classroom profile, timetable fit, main aims, subsidiary aims, personal aims, stage aims, assumptions, anticipated problems, possible solutions, teaching aids, procedures, timing, interaction patterns, and homework. So we are going to apply these components to a sample of a lesson plan. So please follow carefully this lesson plan. The lesson is practice language for describing people. So let us examine these components of a lesson plan. Number one, classroom profile. Classroom profile answers the question of who are we planning the lesson for, the level of the students, and their number. For example, we are going to teach 25 students at intermediate level B1. Number two, timetable fit. How is the lesson connected to the last lesson or the next lesson? For example, students at this stage might have already worked on simple descriptions of people. Number three, main aims. What do we want our learners to learn or be able to do by the end of this lesson? For example, students are going to extend their vocabulary for describing people. Number four, subsidiary aims. What do we want our learners to be able to do during the lesson in order to achieve the main aim of the lesson? For example, students use appropriate language for basic physical descriptions. Number five, personal aims. What aspects of our teaching do we want to improve or develop in this lesson? For example, using realities effectively in the class. Number six, stage aim. What is the purpose of each stage of the lesson? For example, in this lesson, the first stage is to introduce new vocabulary to our students. Number seven, procedures. What are the tasks or the activities for each stage of this lesson? For example, students use appropriate adjectives to complete descriptions of family members in a text. Number eight, assumptions. What do we think learners already know or can do related to the main aim of the lesson? For example, at this stage, students might be able to use present simple to talk about facts or habits. 9, timing. What length of time will we need for each stage of the lesson? For example, in this lesson, the first stage, we might need 10 minutes. Number 10, teaching aids. What should we remember to take with us in the class? For example, short transcript or recorded dialogue. Number 11, interaction patterns. In which ways will learners work at different stages? For example, individually, in pairs, or in groups. Number 12, anticipated problems. What do we think students might find difficult in the lesson? For example, students might be unwilling to repeat the same task in this lesson. 13, possible solutions. What actions will you take to deal with the anticipated problems? For example, you might suggest that learners report the task of their partners rather than their own. 14, homework. What further work do students need to do before the next lesson? For example, students might be given a task to classify adjectives for personality and appearance. Components of a lesson plan. Key concepts. These are the most important information that you have to know. Number one, some lessons might not need to include all these components of a lesson plan. Number two, when we make a lesson plan, we need to think carefully about the procedures and the connections between the different stages of the lesson. Number three, we also need to build in a variety in terms of interaction patterns, teaching aids, tasks, activities in the class, and so on and so forth. Number four, it is a good idea to keep a lesson plan simple. Number five, lessons should be clear and easy to read during the lesson. As long as we can take with us the written lesson plan in the class, then it should be easy to follow. Number 6, a lesson plan can be divided into parts, backgrounds and procedures. In short, the main components of a lesson plan should include two things: main aims and procedures. And so a lesson plan is like a road signs. It shows us where we are going and how to get there. Down below, there are some tasks for you to do with the key answers. And so the next lesson will be planning an individual lesson or a sequence of lessons. If you don't want to miss any of these videos, please subscribe to my channel now. If you have your friends or colleagues interested in TKT preparation, ask them to subscribe as well. If you have any advice, comments, or questions, never hesitate to share them with me. Best of luck. Thank you for clicking.